Get on the ground. Hey, come over here. Keep your hands where I can see him and get on the ground. Get on the ground. Team 61, I got him at gunpoint. They're being compliant. Just keep your hands out, okay? Ma'am, can you go back in your house for me? Ma'am, go back in your house. Go back in your house. Now, we're giving you directions, okay? Just follow our directions and we'll be all right, okay? How do you want to do this, Troy? Want to just approach?
We have 4 here, all compliant. We're facing everybody can come from north and south.
Just calm down, calm down, calm down, okay? We'll be all right.
Keep your hands up right there, all right? Just keep on coming back, man.
He just happens to be possibly in the wrong place at the wrong time, matching the clothing these kids have. Like you said, your son is fine, 110% fine.
I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect, but y'all gotta understand.
I understand, but you have
That's
to understand.
my baby right there.
You have to understand our position as well. You have to
Yeah,
investigate.
but the mother come and just say, show me.
But the way you were acting, I couldn't.
I can't help it.
I'm a parent as well.
We don't deal with police. All the stuff that goes on in this world, I worry about my kids.
So he's not in trouble at all. Or anything.
You know I'm scared.
She's concerned.
Don't ever do that. That's why I don't never let y'all go nowhere.
I didn't do nothing.
It don't even matter whether you did or you didn't. You don't understand the way I feel right now.
We're just doing our job because a lot of people out here have guns. We're not saying that your kids had guns or anything like that, but we're just doing our job, okay?
Man, you're not saying they had guns, but y'all pulled your
Y'all
I know, because we don't know that. Do not know that.
Y'all didn't see a gun, but y'all put guns on my kids.
Would you understand that where we're coming from, matching description, we're not just going to walk up to somebody, hey, do you have a gun on you? You know, we're just taking every precaution. No one got hurt in this. Everyone's been cooperative with us, okay? It's not like we're out here like, oh.
Y'all understand?
But we're not out here like we're.
Kids go to the Croc to play basketball. Plain and simple.
Wrong place at the wrong time, obviously, for these kids. Okay?
Right place at the wrong time.
I understand, but there was a big fight over there.
You see, this is what we have to deal with in America. How many Caucasian teenagers have weapons drawn on them when they're walking down the street? I've seen so many videos where these police officers come up to Caucasian teenagers and just talk with them, find out what's going on, not immediately drawing weapons on them. These kids see all these police videos, all the different ones we've seen, so on and so on. Tamir Rice is around their age group. Police end up killing a young black child. That child was crying because he knows it's not a good end a lot of times in that situation when you have a Caucasian male cop drawing guns on you as a black male. This stuff was completely wrong. You mean to tell me he couldn't ride up, get on the loudspeaker and say, hey guys, could you get on the ground for me? He couldn't say anything like that. The first thing he do is draw his weapon, and he made sure to pull back that trigger. At any given time, he could have had a slip of the finger and shot at them. The whole time you saw that, he kept his gun on those 5 kids. They was already on the ground. Why you still have a weapon on them? You saw the other child walking back to the other police officer. He still had his gun on them. And you wonder why people have a disdain in our community for a lot of the police department. That was uncalled for. And then you wonder why people who support them, why we have a disdain for them as well. That could have ended very badly at a slip of a finger. Him having weapons on kids that's not doing anything wrong. He didn't want to find out what's going on. He immediately jumped out the car and drew that weapon. This is what our kids have to go through. This is why we always worrying about our children's life. You heard that sister. She said, this is why I don't let you go anywhere. What kind of terrorism is that? That you have to keep your kid in the house because you fear that a police is going to kill your child. See, Caucasian kids don't have to worry about this. Their parents, they don't have to worry about that. This is things that we have to worry about. We have to speak to our children about dealing with these Caucasian male police officers. And I keep mentioning them because 9 times out of 10, when someone losing their life, is always a Caucasian male police officer that's at the end of it. It's no one else most of the time. This is very upsetting as a parent to see this. Anybody should be outraged by seeing this. And then he trying to explain, well, you know, this is for our safety and all this other stuff. Like, if you're that afraid of teenagers, then you shouldn't do the job. But it's also why a lot of times we have said, then why don't you have black officers patrolling those black areas? Because they are fearful of us. Even that 2014 American Psychological Association report that came out stating that white male cops view black children as older at the age of 10 than their white counterparts and are more violent toward black children and grown adult males due to racial bias and fear that's taught in this country through propaganda and in homes in this country. What you saw is a clear-cut example of what we go through. Black males, melanated people, our children, we always live in a constant state of fear and terrorism happening to us. And this is a example why they came out with saying Black Lives Matter. That's why. Originally, Black Lives Matter was started to combat what you saw in this video. It's nothing about that is right. It's nothing about that that's justified. Because you know good and well, if it would happen to anybody else or Caucasian children, this would have been all over the mainstream media. It'd have been upset, Fox News and all this other stuff. You imagine if a black officer did this to 5 white kids? You know the mainstream media would have went insane. That cop him and fired and everything else. But usually nothing's going to happen to him. They'll say, well, nothing happened to him. They didn't get hurt. You had your finger on a trigger the whole time. Like they was freaking their kids. They was on the ground. They was complying with you. Even when you so-called comply, like you say, well, you guys just comply and nothing's going to happen. You still had a gun on him the whole time. Anything could happen with a gun. He should have put his gun up. It wasn't nothing reason for him to do that. But this video was just so upsetting to watch those kids crying like that for fear of losing their life at the hands of a Grand Rapids police officer. This type of video is something that the mainstream media don't want to put out all over the country. They don't want to back up what we say. This is why they want to shut independent voices down, people in our community down from speaking up on things like this. So you understand why they're attacking people like myself and many others, because we put the pressure on them. This is why we ask everyone to support the channel on Patreon for a minimum of $5 per month, because they don't want stories like this coming out and putting pressure on them. Because when you see stuff like this, it puts pressure on them. And when you tweet it to them, say, hey, what's up with this video? Why haven't you said anything? They're like, shoot, we got to report on it now, because they putting it in our face so many times on Twitter, Instagram, email, and other sources that you're using to contact them in the mainstream media. So keep applying the pressure and support independent media as such as ours on Patreon for a minimum of $5 per month. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this, because this is very upsetting. Share the video, like the commentary, subscribe for more news stories.